All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the February training. What we're doing today is talking specifically about Facebook ads and recruiting. How do you attract, connect, and convert new agents? How do you find new agents to get in front of? And then what do you do? What do you say? Do you do it on video? Do you do it on ads or whatnot? And this is a question we get quite a bit at SweetAssist. We get a lot of broker owners that are asking us, hey, how do I recruit with Facebook ads? What do I do? Where do I start? So I knew it was a hot topic. I reached out to a friend of mine. If you guys don't know who our guest is today, his name is Grant Wise. Probably, I would say, if not the number one in the top three for sure of Facebook marketers in the country. He's been doing this for a long time on all aspects. He's created leads, he's created seller leads, buyer leads, and now they're doing a whole lot of recruiting and attraction with it. He's working with some of the top teams in the country right now that are recruiting with your system and your software, I believe, Grant. So I'm going to turn this over to Grant, but if you guys do have questions, I'll be monitoring the Q&A room, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce Grant and let him go ahead and take this over. Grant, thanks for joining us today, dude. I really appreciate you being here. I know you're a busy guy, but I'm going to turn this over to you and let you get started with this and give them what they want.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you giving me a chance to come in here and chat with everybody. Looking forward to adding as much value as I can in my TED Talk here today about recruiting. I appreciate the introduction. It's certainly been a very wild ride. I've been doing what I'm going to be coaching you all through today for about 9 years, going into my 10th year. And the primary thing that I've done for the last decade is help real estate agents and team leaders grow their businesses through production on the buyer seller side, and then also through really effective recruiting strategies. And so today I'm going to talk about my recruiting framework and how you can take it and apply it inside of your business. I would encourage you all to take as many notes as you possibly can. And I may have a gift for you at the end as far as, a download that you could access to just take this and copy this framework into your business. So I'm going to dive in. Before I do, I want to say that we're living in such a unique time period where your ability to just pick up the phone and call people, while one of the most effective things that you can do, accomplishes nothing when they don't answer. And when they're in your texting and you're calling and you're emailing, most people that I see today are doing it transactionally. Literally, I see people sending out calendar links. Hey, would you like to book some time to talk about working at our team or brokerage? And it really does nothing but damage your reputation on a hyper-local level. And I know that's a bit extreme, but for the last few months, one of the things I've been talking about nonstop is this little cheesy phrase I came up with. It's when you connect more, you convert more. When you spend more time connecting with the people that you are working to market to, that you are working to recruit, that you are trying to add to the team, you will convert more than you ever have before. And it's really interesting to see what's taking place in the space right now, because people are making the calls, but nobody's answering the phone. People are sending the texts, but nobody's responded. People are sending the emails, but the open rates are down a little bit. And what I find is that when you connect more, you don't just convert more, your calls get answered more, your texts get responded to more, your emails get opened more, and ultimately that leads to a higher conversion rate. And so a lot of what I'm going to talk to you about today, I want to keep you grounded in the understanding that this one little phrase, like when you connect more, you convert more, you're going to see that in the framework and the way that you can go through and actually implement this into your business. So our framework for recruiting, it's very simple. And some argue with me that it's too simple, can't possibly work. But that's why it does, is because it's really simple. It's really easy to execute on. And it is our attract, engage, convert methodology for recruiting. So the first thing I want to dive into is the attraction piece. And if you're around Mike Cuevas for very long, you're going to talk about video. You're going to talk about content, right? You're going to talk about adding value to other people's lives. And that's what I want to hit on here in the beginning, is that the number one way that you're going to attract agents to want to do business with you is through the content that you're creating that is attracting those people to your business. And I know that you may hear this all the time: attraction, attraction, attraction. And there could be some stigma around it. But what I'm going to lean on specifically is video content that you should be creating and strategically advertising to agents in your marketplace. So the attract part of what it is that we teach people to do is no more complex than pulling out the cell phone, creating a piece of video content that helps the person that you're trying to advertise to, and targeting it as a Facebook ad to agents in the local marketplace. So we go back to the attraction piece. People always ask, what do I say in my video content? What does my content need to be about? There's two types of video content right now that are performing better than anything else when it comes to attraction, and that is educational content, and that is testimonial content. So I'll spend some time on the educational side of this. Educational content is the best thing I'm seeing right now is 90-second videos, so that they can be placed on TikTok, or they can be pushed out organically through Reels on Instagram. And they are essentially value pieces of content that help the other person watching it understand how to overcome some specific problem or challenge that they are facing. And it's really interesting. Every agent goes through what I call a pyramid of problems. And Mike, if you give me the ability to share my screen, they go through what I call a pyramid of problems. And so it really depends on who you are trying to recruit. But these different types of recruits are at different parts of the pyramid. So I'm going to pull out just a basic little whiteboard for you here. And I'm going to draw a pyramid. So we'll go here, and here. And now the first challenge that agents come across is leads. And you all hear this nonstop because agents never quit talking about it, especially when you're trying to recruit them to the team. And I'm sure, and you guys have to just correct me in the chat section, a lot of agents ask when they're thinking about joining your team or brokerage, do you have leads? Agents, when they come into this business, they work through their sphere of influence, if they do. And then one of the things that they struggle with is understanding where their next deal is going to come from. This is why teams are so attractive to a lot of agents, is because now they're going to have opportunity. They're going to have business that they can actually work. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. And that creates an opportunity for you to educate your audience. If you know that most people are coming to you for leads, and I'm not an advocate of recruiting for leads, but if you know that most people are coming to you because of leads, what you want to do is create content that helps them understand how to generate leads on their own. The other thing that they struggle with after they start getting a lot of leads is conversion. So you see this all the time. Agents get leads, they buy leads like crazy, right? The average, last I checked, was 9-to-1 ratio, meaning that one lead was shared amongst 9 different agents, right? They are buying leads nonstop, but their ability to convert leads is very, very poor. The industry average for conversion rate in real estate is 0.8%, meaning you got to generate well over 100 leads to get a deal. And a lot of people in this industry are below 0.05% when it comes to conversion, right? Or at 0.4%, 0.04%. And that's not good. This is a big problem in the real estate space, but it's also a big opportunity, because if you know that most of the people that you're trying to recruit are struggling to convert leads, that's where you can really add a lot of value in your recruiting frameworks, or in your educational content, your attraction content, because if you can teach them how to convert leads, you're going to be somebody that they want to spend their time interacting with. The third thing that we see agents struggling with is systems and processes. That's S&P, systems and processes. a lot of times what you'll notice is that there are agents in the market that have all of a sudden started working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and they cannot get off the hamster wheel. We see it all the time. Is why there's so much burnout in this industry, is agents are working really, really, really tirelessly. Once they figure out how to generate leads, once they figure out how to convert those leads, almost 9 times out of 10, they start working 60, 80 hours a week. And it's really important, I think, to put this in context. Like, most real estate agents came from another job. Most real estate agents came from another job. They did not get into this industry having business experience. Real estate is actually a fallback profession for so many people, maybe even some people that are on here today. Now, why do I bring that up? Because it's important to understand that real estate agents have never created systems and processes. They've always been a part of somebody else's system and process. And what happens, again, 9 times out of 10, is they start generating leads, they start converting sales, they start working 60 to 80 hours a week nonstop. They got no idea how to stop it because it's the only thing that they know. And this presents an opportunity from a recruiting standpoint, especially if you're trying to attract agents that are already productive, that are already selling, experienced agents, because your value proposition to those people are the systems that you can use to support them. And I hope this is a really good distinction for some of you that may be trying to attract newer agents versus some of you that may be trying to attract agents that are a little bit more productive, is that where you're going to get them is in the systems and processes, because they need support, they need structure. And that's something that really can help you stand out. So when you're creating this attraction content, you're attracting people with content that essentially teaches them how to build systems and processes to support their growth. Now, the last two phases of the last two parts of the pyramid is both structure, and then I'll just put a little arrow right here, scale. You know, a lot of people, after they get their systems and processes dialed, you see a lot of people venture into the scale part or the structure part of the conversation. What do I want to be? Do I want to be a solo agent? Do I want to have a team? Do I want to start a team? Do I want to be on a team? Do I want to start a brokerage? Do I want to buy a franchise? There's a lot of questions that people go through. And then the last thing is scale. People really wanting to understand how to scale their growth. But where you're going to spend a lot of your time and attention is, especially if you're attracting people to a brokerage or a team, is these first 3 parts of the pyramid, right? People that are struggling with leads, people that are struggling to convert, and people that do not have the systems and processes to support their growth. This is important to know, because when you're creating content that educates and informs, here's how I want you guys to think about this. And please feel free to write it in the chat if you write it in the chat if you have questions. But what I want you to think about whenever you're creating content that you're going to be promoting to agents in your market is, I'm going to give away the what we do, and I'm going to sell the how we do it. Okay, this is a very common thing in internet marketing. And it's because there's a lot of educational products out there. I don't know if you guys know this, but info products are sold. It's like $3,000 worth of information sells every second in the info business. It's just crazy. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But the common thing that internet marketers will teach you is to give away what you do and sell how you do it. And that's the same philosophy I want you guys to adopt when you're creating educational content in your market and you're trying to attract new agents. Give away what you do. Like, it's not a secret that you can get leads from Facebook. It's not a secret that you can pay Zillow and Realtor.com. And it's not a secret that you can use Follow Up Boss or whatever CRM it is that you use. Like, none of these things are secrets. Okay. So don't think that you have anything that's super proprietary. But what a lot of people are missing in the lead phase, the conversion phase, the system and process phase, is the genuine understanding of how to take what it is that you're teaching them and actually put it in place inside of their business. There's a big disconnect for people. So you can give away what it is that you're doing. So if you create a piece of educational content for, somebody that's struggling to generate leads, you might create a video, and the start of the video might be something like, here are the top 2 Facebook ads that we run to get listing leads every single day. Like, that's a really good video. That's a 3-second hook that's going to really grab somebody's attention. And then you can just show them the ads or talk about the type of ads that you run. But you're giving away what it is that you're doing. And then the how part, that is them actually just coming over to your team or joining your brokerage because you're going to help them implement what it is that you've been teaching them socially. But through video content, we can demonstrate our expertise. You must build yourself up as an authority, as an expert, as a coach, as a mentor, as somebody that can really help these agents grow. And when you're just putting content out there and strategically advertising it to the agents, what that's allowing you to do is just every day, just demonstrate your expertise, just demonstrate your expertise, just demonstrate your expertise. Now, I'm not telling you need to put content out every single day. I have a hack. One of the ways that we are able to help you, and you can help yourself here, target agents with video content is through advertising, right? So Facebook ads, Instagram ads, these are not new things. They've been around for a while now. And so what I want you to do is take the MLS as an example, Broker Metrics, there's all types of different data sources, and you want to grab a CSV file of names, email addresses, phone numbers of agents in your market that you are wanting to market to. You'll create the video content, you'll post it socially, send it out an email too, please. Email works really well. But then also we want to take that stuff that we're posting and we want to advertise it. So we'll take the CSV file, the names, the emails, the phone numbers of agents in the market that you want to recruit. And you can literally filter it by transaction volume, right? And we'll upload that. You'll upload that as a custom audience that you can advertise to people, to that list, right? So you take your video content, you advertise it to the custom audience. I see there are a number of people when Mike started the Q&A that were saying that there's limitations with audiences. People are struggling to target the right audiences. And Facebook a while back basically went super generic with the special housing category. They've removed so many interest terms. I have found that there is nothing more effective than just literally targeting the CSV file of agents in your market. This is not a hard thing to get. Again, you guys probably all know more than I, where to go in your local market to download a list of names, email addresses, phone numbers. Now there's a distinction because some people say, well, what if I can't get phone numbers or what if I can't get emails? We need one or the other. So Facebook will use one or the other or both. If you have names and emails, but no phone numbers, perfectly fine. If you have names and phone numbers, but no emails, perfectly fine. If you have names, emails, and phone numbers, even better. But you want to download that list, upload it as a custom audience, and take the content that you're creating and strategically advertise it over and over and over again to the people that are in that CSV file. Now, what this is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to create another custom target audience. So we call this our audience building part of the process. So when we're attracting, we're working to get people in the market to see us every day. It's no more complex than that. And typically in most markets, you're not targeting thousands and thousands and thousands of realtors. You're targeting hundreds, maybe thousands. What that means is that you really only have to spend, you're going to laugh at this, like $20, $30, $40 to show your video content to these people. This is one of the least expensive yet most effective things I have ever done to help somebody recruit new agents to the team, especially because it's so inexpensive. So you're going to keep advertising every day. You want to create content. or once a week, create a piece of content, whatever, but advertise nonstop to that list. Because every time they go to Facebook, every time they go to Instagram, you want them to see your face. And you want them to be learning from you. No calls to action, no go click here, call me, send me, like none of that stuff. Just add value. The traction part of this is just meant to help you build an audience. Now I want to move over to the engage piece of this. So it's attract, engage, convert. So we're going to attract people with content. We're going to create videos. We're going to advertise it to a list of agents in the market. And then we're going to build an audience, people that engage with your page, people that watch at least 50% of your content, people that are really interacting with you. The engage part of this is the experience that you want to create for people. Everybody is out there calling and texting and emailing, especially right now because transaction volume is low, right? Transaction volume is traditionally, it's lower than it traditionally would be because of the market. The last 2 to 3 years made everybody lazy. And the phones are ringing. Everybody's got to recruit. We need to get bodies in the room so we can grow, our production, because otherwise our numbers are going to be down. And so the engage part of this is your opportunity to create an experience for people that lets them see what it's like to be on the team without having actually joined the team or brokerage just yet. The number one way that I see to do this is through events. Live, in-person events. This can be done nationally through, online Zoom meetings. Obviously, we're all sitting here on a Zoom meeting right now, right? But I have not seen anything more effective than a live in-person event. What I'm seeing right now is that there are 3 types of events that you probably might already be doing that are perfect to invite people into experience. The first, your sales meetings. So a lot of times, all I'm telling you guys to do is make what you're already doing open source. Just let people in the public come to your sales meeting, see what it's like to be on the team before they actually make the commitment to joining. Sales meetings are phenomenal because your other agents are already in the room. So you get this collective group of people that are talking about the experience they have working at your team or your brokerage. But some people don't want to invite other people outside to their sales meetings. Perfectly fine. Option number 2, call nights. Prospecting is obviously a big thing in this industry. Most of the teams that I work with are doing at least 1 call night a week. I work with teams that do calling every day. So they got a group of people that show up every day and they just prospect. But at least once a week, if you're hosting a call night, make it open source. Let agents in the market that have maybe been thinking about coming to your team come experience what it's like to work on your team before they actually join. This is another extremely effective tool, not only for getting people to come in and experience what it's like to be around you, to work with you, but also to pre-qualify people that you may not want to be on your team because of what you saw in the call night. So I work with a team in New Jersey, and they do prospecting every day from 9 to 12:30. So from 9 to 9:30, they're doing scripts and dialogues. They're practicing from 9:30 to 11:30, I think is the cadence here. They are doing prospecting calls. They're actually making calls, setting appointments. And then from 11:30 to 12:30, they have a social media strategy for getting appointments. They do this every day. And every day an agent averages 1 appointment a day, right? So they're setting a lot of appointments every week. And then every Wednesday, they will actually invite people to come in and experience what it's like to be on the team via this prospecting session. So they'll have agents come in every single week that are not on the team, and they'll prospect with them. They'll coach them. They'll help them actually set an appointment. And right now they're averaging about a 20% conversion rate from new agent coming to the call night or the prospecting session to them joining the team. About a 20% conversion rate to them taking action on that. So you got to think, if you're trying to recruit, 1 agent a week, it's just getting 5 new people to show up to your call nights. It's actually not a huge lift. But what's really fascinating is because of what we're doing on the attraction side, we're targeting agents every day with content. You're sending out the email, the value stuff. whenever you start sending invitations to your experience, your event, people are very open to it. People are very receptive to it because you've been building a relationship. You've been connecting with those people so that you can convert those people, right? But you've been adding value nonstop. So they're much more open as opposed to just picking up the phone, calling, saying, hey, you want to come work in my brokerage? Hey, you want to come have coffee? Hey, you want to, right? It's a totally different strategy. It's very value forward. So that's the second type of event that I see working really well. And most people are already doing it. Third is just straight up hosting a training event. So if you know that your prospects that you're trying to recruit are struggling with lead generation and conversion, host a training once a month about a lead generation or a conversion topic or systems and processes, whatever your avatar that you're going after is really struggling with. And invite your whole team, invite everybody at your brokerage, but make it open source. Invite everybody in the public too to come experience some form of training that you might be putting together that gives you an opportunity to invite people into experience, what it's like to work with you before they actually end up doing that. And what I'm seeing today is that because we're advertising this stuff, but we're doing this for somebody right now. Sent out one email yesterday, and they've already got 3 people that are not on their team or brokerage that have already RSVP'd to be at their training this Friday. One email, 3 registrations. We're running ads as well. What I'm seeing on the advertising side is that the average cost per registration to get somebody to come to the event is ranging between $9 and I think it's $24. So some are really, really low because they're in bigger audiences. Some it's a little higher because they have smaller audiences. But average cost per registrant to come to the training event is anywhere between $9 to $24. So you're spending very little money to get people to see your content every day. And then you're remarketing those people with an invitation to come experience what it's like to work on the team via call night, sales meeting, training event. And the cost per event registration that I'm seeing right now is around $9 to $24. And lastly is the conversion piece of this. Now I want to open it up for questions here in just a couple of minutes. So if you have questions, please go ahead and start typing them in the chat. But then there's the conversion part of this. Okay, how do I convert them? A lot of the teams that I step into actually already have really good sales processes, right? Once they get somebody in the room, they're really good about, if it's a big group of people, making an invitation for a group to just go back into another room and kind of talk about what it's like to work with brokerage, or setting a follow-up appointment to get somebody to come back or to go have coffee. And I don't actually spend an enormous amount of time consulting on the sales side, because most people, when they get more people in the room, are going to convert. Most people don't have a sales problem in this space, at least when it comes to recruiting. They have an attention problem. They don't have enough people that they can talk to. And that's really where the attract and engage part of this framework are meant to help you overcome some of these challenges. But I'll give you what the team's doing in Jersey. At the end of their call session, their prospecting session, they'll make a really simple, really subtle call to action and say, how many people in the room got a new appointment today? Everybody will raise their hand, because on average, 1 appointment is set per agent every session. And so the new people in the room that came will raise their hand, and they'll simply say, how would you think your business would look if you were able to get a new appointment set in your business with a potential seller every day? And their eyes just get really big, because that's 5 appointments a day. That's 20 appointments a month, 21 appointments a month, right? You can build a big business doing 21 appointments a month. And hands stay raised. Well, we're growing a team here, and we would love, after the chance, after working with you all day today, for the chance to work with you. So if you're interested in seeing what it would look like to work with the team, scan the QR code on the front screen, fill out the application, and we'll set up a recruiting meeting. Really simple. Not a very complex process. The pitch took 20 seconds, right? It's not anything crazy or big or polished. It's just, how many of you got value out of being here today? The answer is always yes, because they set an appointment. How do your business look if you got results like this every day? Amazing, right? And then, well, if you'd like to see what it'd be like to join the team, click here, averaging about a 20% conversion rate on people that are actually making the switch. That's after they booked an appointment, they've reviewed the application. It's actually going to be a fit culturally and otherwise. They're getting people to join the team. Helped the brokerage do this in Alabama. And in 2 years, they recruited 72 agents to the team, became the number 2 brokerage shop in town in in 2 years. They'd only been open 2 years, right? So from 0 to 2 years, they're the number 2 shop in town. Helping another brokerage implement this in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. 55 agents recruited in 7 months, implementing the same type of framework. And I'm just helping more. I mean, obviously, this is all I've done for a really long time, but that's what we're helping people understand how to do, is attract, engage, and convert. Attract agents in the market with really good content, really good value, build an audience of those people, engage them with a really cool experience so they get to see what it's like to be on the team and the brokers before they actually move, and then convert them through your normal sales processes. So Mike, I see you jump back on, perfect timing. Would love to open it up. Anybody has any questions, or if you have any questions that maybe I can articulate.
I got a couple for you. Yes, and everything, this exact process you're describing, and for all you guys, in my past life, I used to own 4 brokerages in Chicago, and we did it. We opened them in the worst time of the market. So this is 10, 11, and 12, and I decided to go be a brokerage owner in the worst time. Now, we never recruited anybody once. We never, I hate calling people. I can't call people. I'm just not my cup of tea. But what we did was have live events, and what we taught was short sales, and what we trained on was loss mitigation. And within a year's time, I mean, we grew over to 100 agents in that time, because people who attend live events are raising their hands to be helped. And it's the person that helps them that they're most attracted to. It makes them prime for recruiting. Another way to look at this, you guys, is sort of like, I always explain it like the play action. The play action in football, if you want to use an analogy, is usually effective because they set up the handoff, the handoff, the handoff, the handoff, the handoff until they actually attempt the pass. And what they're doing is they're setting it up. So if you take that same analogy and you just offer value, 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 value before you ask them to either attend an event, attend one of your recruiting sessions, or whatever the hell it is, they're a lot more likely to go ahead and perform and recruit. So it's like dating, isn't it, Grant? Very similar. It's like, but far often we want to get right to most of us broker owners are high D personalities. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Which means we want to get right to the end very fast. We don't want the courting process, right? We want to go right for the kill. And that's just the mindset of a lot of the broker owners, team leaders, and whatnot. But if you take your time and take it with what Grant's saying, and this is something that happens over time, do you have the number of touches that typically an agent needs to see? Or do you have any data on that says how many times has an agent actually like seen that ad before they actually get through and recruit? Because the second their current broker pisses them off in some way, shape, or form is when that hand raises. And 9 times out of 10, the first brokerages that they meet with or think of when that happens is the one that's going to be primed to bring them into their house or their office.
Yeah, always be the second best choice in town, right? Because when the person that they're working with pisses them off, like you just said, they're going to go back to what they can immediately remember. And if you have dominated their attention socially for the last month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, year, whatever, you will be the number first call that they make, number one call that they make whenever that time comes.
People are asking, what about getting like a broker metrics list? Can you go over that piece again? Where would somebody and why is that? How important is that? And then how do you follow, just to retouch up on how to create a custom audience?
Yeah. So you can go through the MLS or broker metrics. You can download a list of agents that you ideally would like to work with in your local market. And then you can go into the Facebook Ads Manager and create a custom audience of people. You just upload that list. You go in, you create a custom audience, you upload that list. And that becomes your target audience for your attraction content. A lot of times what we do at Whitley is we just do that work for people so they're not having to do it themselves because it can be complex. But that's what you would do is you would download the list from the MLS, broker metrics, the agents you want to target, and then you would upload it to the Facebook Ads Manager as a custom audience. And that would become your target audience whenever you're advertising the content.
Yeah, and we get ours from our title rep, guys. He has everybody's
there you
thing.
go.
So you could get one of your service providers can easily give you that CSV list if you want to make it very simple. But yes, you need cell phones and email addresses. If I were to get 5,000, like, so here in San Diego, our list is about, I think it's 28,000 realtors in San Diego County is our CSV that we're targeting for our brokerage here. My question is how many, if you upload a list of 28,000 people, how many is Facebook actually finding? And how many you actually to display to? And how important is it to get their real email address, not the broker one, the real email address, just so people.
Yeah, I'm actually a bigger advocate for phone numbers because people will have like 4 or 5 email addresses, but they typically only have one phone number. And I see that data matches better. Facebook gives us absolutely no indication as to how much of that data matches. But as you know me, I've tried to find some workarounds, right? So a lot of times what we will do is we will look at the reach of the ad, because Facebook will show you how many people the ad has reached. And then we'll start to analyze the frequency. The frequency is the number of times one person has seen your ads. So it's going to be 1 or 1.5 or 2 or 2.3 or whatever. And a lot of times, like as an example, let's say it's 25,000 people. Well, if you see that your ad has been shown to 3,000 people, that the reach is around 3,000 people, but the frequency is, 1 or 1.5 or whatever, that reach number is going to give you a really good understanding of about how much of the data is matching. There's no other way to get the information. Facebook doesn't give it to me. They don't give it to anybody. They view it as something that is very private to the user themselves. So they will not give you a lot of this data as many times as I've asked. Because I actually wanted to create a scenario where we could show you which contact had seen which videos, and Facebook just like flatly rejected me. So it's just not something that they're going to give anybody. But that's how we've created the workarounds, is we will analyze the reach. That'll give us a good understanding. And then if we start to see the frequency compounding, we know that we've maxed out as far as how many people we're probably going to reach within the data set. If we have, as an example, we've hit 3,000 people, but our frequency is only 0.5, we probably have a ways to go as far as, accessing more people that are within the CSV file that you put in there.
How often should you be changing up your value added video content? So I'll give you guys a good example. Something that would probably do well right now would be, well, actually, let's just go back to a couple months ago when the interest rates were really up before they went back down. Talking about a rate buy down might be a good tip in that particular case, right? Hey, here's how I'm getting my home buyers. Here's how our agents are getting their home buyers approved at a lower rate and getting $20,000 off list price. That piece of content has nothing to do with recruiting or anything. It's just the value add, just to show the value add. How often do I need to change up that initial video, that initial content? Does a video get old? Does it get tired? And how much content do I need to create as if I'm running this strategy?
You want to look at the frequency score, right? So your frequency score is going to tell you how many times an individual has seen a piece of content. A lot of times what we tell people is when you hit 3, 4 on the frequency score scale, it's time to start getting some new content in place, because that means that especially if it's in a really short time period.
Sure.
If you hit 3, 4 in like a week, it means you're burning through your audience really fast and you want to change your videos out much faster. And this also is why it's really good to go start with like 1, 2. It's good to start with multiple videos, 3, 4, 5 videos, because you're essentially diversifying what people are going to see. Like we're running an ad right now, campaign right now, and the guy has a frequency score of, I think it's 8. But when you look at each video, the frequency score on the video itself is only, it's not above a 2. So what that means is like the people in the audience are actually seeing his content a lot, but they're not seeing the videos like a ton, right? I actually can show you If you give me just 1 second, I can actually show you behind the scenes. Look really cool. All right, so you see right here on the far right side of my screen. It's not going to blow up for me, but you see that the frequency score is on this audience building campaign an 8.3.
Yeah.
But if I click in and look at the ads themselves, the frequency score, it has jumped up in the last couple of days. It's around a 4, 3, 3. It's getting up into a territory where we'd be like, hey, we need to add some more videos. So you can either add videos to it and it'll diversify the view rate, or you can just stop these videos, play, and then put completely new videos in place.
Yep.
But this would be an example of how adding multiple videos to a campaign, it's going to give you a lot of views because they've all seen that 8.3 times, but it's going to break up how much of the content that they're seeing at one given time.
Makes sense. Question from Brittany. Brittany asks, is there any specific how-tos training on how to build this thing out?
Is there a specific training you recommend for how-tos? I'm pretty, obviously I'd be pretty selfish here and say that we have training that we give people that shows them how to do this. To do everything that I'm talking about specifically, to just like go YouTube it, I don't think you're going to find somebody that is going to give you like the whole strategy laid out like this. So we definitely have training that we, give to people that helps them understand how to do this, or that people can invest in.
If you guys look, like we do these webinars once a month for SweetAssist. SweetAssist is a transaction management firm. We create content for broker owners. We're doing the same thing. This is why we have a outgoing content plan for SweetAssist, which is our software, is because we add value to a lot of different broker owners. And what that allows us to do is to stay in front of people. It allows us to, some of you guys might call up for SweetAssist after this and get a demo, and maybe you'll become a client or a customer. But we're using content, and we're using content marketing for our outreach. And it's why we continue to have these. A lot of times, people look at this stuff, and this formula is the same for all ad sets, guys. Like regardless of what business you're in, this is the model, right? Mm-hmm. I'm using the same formula in my video business. I'm using the same thing for SweetAssist. Like every brand I'm running ads for, the process is identical. And don't overthink it. It's like provide value first, earn your split, earn their trust, and a certain percentage of people will eventually fold in or want to have additional conversations. But it's I love that it's all traction based. You're not cold calling anyone. And even if you are, because they've seen your content, it's always better received.
It's way more effective. And a lot of times, what I even hear people being coached on doing through, guys like John Cheplack, is send an email, and you obviously can see if they opened the email. Call them, hey, did you get my email? They got the email, they opened it, but it certainly makes people much more open and receptive to having conversations with you if they're getting value from you first, instead of you just calling them. Because typically, especially with this strategy, 9 times out of 10, what you're hearing is, oh yeah, I've been seeing your video stuff everywhere. You look awesome. Content you're putting out's great, but that it's very strategically being done. Is that we're paying money to make sure that they see
that's
this
the
content.
Brand side, right? When you have guys
100%.
like, when you go into a YPN event and people start saying, hey, I've seen your videos, that's when it's working, right?
100%.
And this is the branding side of it as well, that
100%.
a lot of people don't take into consideration. Regardless of what you talk about, if you're doing it on video, you become an instant expert in anyone's eyes. Like I'm not a chef.
Mm-hmm.
If I shot 7 videos right now and sent them to all you guys on this webinar, you would think I am. So that's the power of video, is just the positioning of it overall, guys. All right, a couple more questions and we'll get this wrapped up. I have almost 80 agents through Facebook, but never ran ads. I think I'm lacking the tech side, and I just keep posting. Brittany, you could run an organic recruiting campaign. You're probably going to do it in the form of reels, but there's a lot of people doing that. The concept's the same, except when you're going organic, you have to do more content to keep popping up. When you're going paid, that's the hack, because you're paying to get that content seen. So technically,
this strategy would work if you spent no money on it at all. Like you could do it completely organic. And that's what I want to tell people. Like the purpose of advertising is to enhance the effectiveness of what you're already doing without paying anything at all. If somebody walks up to you and says, you should try this advertising strategy, just test it. Don't. That's not the purpose of advertising. The purpose of advertising is to enhance the results that you may already be getting on the stuff that you're just organically doing. This strategy would work if you just organically posted videos, if you hosted an event, if you did the sales conversion side. Ads are only meant to take what's already working and make it so much more effective, because more people are seeing what it is that you're doing. And that's what ads are designed to do. Ads, if somebody walks up to you, if somebody comes to you in the real estate space, especially, and says, this is really great strategy, you could test it. There's a really great ad, you should test it. No. Like, I've been doing this for a decade. We don't need to test a damn thing anymore. Like, the testing period's over. We all know what works and we know what doesn't work. You take the strategy that I just laid out for you, don't spend a penny on it. Do it without spending any money. You're going to see that it will work. And ads should only enhance the results that you're already getting.
Amplification, baby. Grant, well said, well put. If you guys have any final questions, we'll give it another 30 seconds or so. Please go ahead and ask right now. But if not, we'll get this wrapped up. Grant, do you have any closing thoughts? Where can people find you if they want to learn more about Whitley? And in full transparency, I am also a Whitley customer as well, guys. I use Whitley to run ads. We're actually launching a bunch of seller lead gen campaigns nationwide in many markets, and we're using Grant software to do that. So Grant, where can they find you if they want to learn more or get to reach you and they have other questions?
And the number one place is just go to whitley.net/demo. I just threw a link in the chat. Just jump on my calendar. If I'm not available, one of my team members will take the call, but would love to connect with you, help you understand how you can take this strategy and pretty simplistically implement it into your own business. And if some of you are like, well, Grant, will you just do this for me? The answer is yes. So if you just want me to do it for you, happy to do that too.
Sure. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys listening to another one of our webinars. We do these once a month. I don't know who's coming up next, but I believe it might be Sunit Agarwal, who has the #2 team in all of California. He's also one of your clients, I believe, too, right, Grant?
Yeah.
And he's recruiting like crazy, doing a lot of this stuff. We've done a lot of video work for Sunit in the past, but we'll be announcing that next month. We'll be keeping these going once a month. If you guys have any additional questions for us, please feel free to message in. If you haven't checked out SuiteAssist yet, check it out. SuiteAssist is a transaction management platform, and we just launched Referral Suite, which is another marketing end of SuiteAssist that has been really exciting. So go ahead and check that out if you guys like. But thanks for attending. Put the replay up. If you guys missed this replay and you're watching this and you need to see it again and show it to somebody, message me and I'll send you that email. Grant, your pleasure.
Mike,
appreciate it, dude.
I got one last thing. I did tell everybody that I would give away a freebie, and that framework that I pasted or that I went through, I just wanted to share that. I just shared a Google Doc with everybody in the chat. Feel free, if you guys click that link, you can download that. It's a view-only file, so you can't like edit or anything. But if you download that, that's the whole framework that I'm recommending or that I'm implementing for a lot of people. You can literally just take that, copy it, and place in your business. There is the chat. I think I sent that to the panelists there. Okay, I sent it to everybody. Now everybody should be able to see it.
If you guys want to download that, I'll leave it open for another minute or two just so you can download it. For those of you that are in SuiteAssist, this training and that link will be posted in the training center and in the members area where you could log in and watch all this and the rest of the webinars that we've been doing. But this replay will also be up on the SuiteAssist website. I'll put this link underneath it as well, and I'll resend this out to everybody who attended today.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Mike.
Man. That was awesome. Enjoy your day. Always good to see you, Grant. And
you too, brother.
keep kicking butt, man.
All right, man. See you.
Bye.